So what we're going to be doing is, what is it? It's Computer Programming Challenge 5-5, which is, I think, a student club membership program. Let's see really quick here. Yeah, adding students to a club. All right, there we go. So add students to a club, create an app that displays names in a list box. Use the empty list box to represent. Oh, okay. Yeah, that's what we did. So anyway, what I did here was I made a form first. Make this bigger. And this is the form. I put a panel here. And then I put the first, I put labels here. I put the general list label and then copied the general list label. Whoops, don't need that. Take that out of there. So I took this, I copied it over to here, and then I made this. And I took the names from the list provided from here, which you can't just click and drag, and you can't copy and paste the names. But I put all the names in there, and then this is the second list box, which is LST Student Club. Then I put two buttons. Oh, I put this label down here to put the number of members, and I just did that like to show me where the spacer was on this one. So anyway, you can take that out of there. Take that out right now. And so then, I put an exit button here too. The program challenge doesn't say to, but I just did. So anyway, what you do, the way I looked at this was, put a message box if no one enters anything, takes anything from the general list, put a message box up first. So what I did was, if the first, and I call that one the general list, the GEN list, selected index. So that would be the number, whatever the number is on, let's say, okay. So these are indexed. This would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Actually, this might be 0. Actually, 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So those are the indexes on that. So if you take -1, and that means nothing selected at all. So then show a message box, and then select an item or items. Oh, and that's another thing you have to do too. So when you make these message boxes, you have to change this property down here, the selection mode. You can make it multi-select, multi-extended, or multi-simple. I just chose multi-simple for that one. I used multi-extended. So they basically do the same thing, but the multi-extended is like, oh, okay. So I did multi-simple on the first one, and then multi-extended. That's for to remove the names out of there. So anyway, let's go back here. So if this is nothing selected here, that's what this is, then show the message box. Else, then you do the statement. So you dim your variables, int count. Oh, I originally I made this where I was using int count as a local variable, but I changed it to use it as a global variable, which I put right up here. And then I didn't put it as a constant because I'm using it in the for loop. So for each selected item from these selected items, and this is where I used a logic where I took another variable for the counter variable, for the for counter variable, and made it for the selected items. So you got selected items here. And then from the integer of selected items, So these are holding the values in the list box. From here to list, so it's listing them, and then for each item, selected item in selected items. So for each item selected in here, each one of these, then put them in the student club items and add them, and add it as a variable called selected item for here. And then increment your counter for your variable by 1, and then continue doing it. Then convert to string the int count variable to string, and then put the label in the members where we showed before here. We put the text in the label, and you have, and here's where you got your variable and members. I guess we could put a period in there too. So that's that one. So let's test that real quick. So we'll take a couple names. You can use Shift or Control to select multiple names. So that added all the names I selected. That's cool. So let's see. So this also did what it was supposed to. This took the counter. Let's go back and look at that really quick. It took the count variable. Whoops. This right here. So when I converted it to string here, let's stop that. Do this in a minute. So when it converted it to string, so it added the counter. It took this number from here, converted it to a string, and put it here. So if we go and we run that again. So if we let's just take one name here. So it has one member. So now if we add, now I have 5. See, it now added 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it added all of them. So it added the names twice. So I got 10 members now. So since that one was wrong, let's take some of these out. And this changed it to 4 members here. So go out and take a look at that side. So this is exactly the same code as this up here, except you change this information here to remove. So instead of add, you change to remove. Up here is add. So you see that? That's add up here. And then we changed it to remove here. And then also in our count, their member count, remember we were using this number here, the int count plus 1. So int count, putting it as a string here to put it here. We're doing the same thing down here, but we're removing 1 when we take a name away. See? That's removing 1 from here, which puts a string into here, which puts it into here, which is your label, or your membership label. So anyway, let's look at that really quick here. This took me a little while to figure out. It's not too difficult. It just took me a little while to figure it out. And so if we run it, so I got 4 names. That's right. 2, 1, and 0, and we exit. So anyway, that's programming challenge 5. Well, I'll just do that quick. So this is the add button here. This is when you select multiple names and you click the add button. This adds it to the list box, where the student membership list box is what I guess it's called. I called it LBL or LST Gen List, and the other one I called Student Club, LST Student Club. So anyway, and this is the remove button here. So if you want to remove the information, this is all the information for the remove button here. So that's it. That's programming challenge. I say it was 5-5, adding students to the club. For Introduction to Visual Basic by Anthony Gaddis and Kip Irvine. Anyway, I'll post this in a minute, and I'll see you guys later. I'll post a couple more videos today, and then I'll probably post a couple more tomorrow, or maybe later on today. I'm not sure. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye.